Hello my dear children, hope that all of you are doing well. So today let us begin a new chapter in social studies, that is chapter 11, our natural resources. Okay, so in this class you will be learning about resources and the types of resources. Okay, so let us begin the class for today. So children, when I tell you the term nature, what comes to your mind at first? When I tell you the term nature, many things will come to your mind, isn't it? What all are there in our nature? Can you name some of the things that are seen in nature? In nature you can find many things, isn't it? In nature there is soil, isn't it? Then there is water. I am just naming a few examples. Okay, there is soil, water, air. You can find minerals, isn't it? Then what else can you find? There are plants, animals, and many more, isn't it? And there are even many other things that you find in nature. Okay, all these things that you see in nature, or whatever things that nature has provided us, are called gifts of nature. What are these things called? They are called the gifts of nature. All these things are called the gifts of nature. Why are they called gifts? Because these things, whatever things that are present in nature is useful to us, isn't it? We can use all these things in one form or the other. At the same time, all these things are essential for our survival also. Okay, that's why they are called gifts of nature. But in early times, the human beings did not know how to use these gifts wisely. Okay, for example, soil can be used for agriculture, isn't it? Likewise, all the different things that I have shown here have many uses, isn't it? They can be used in one form or the other. So at earlier times, the human beings did not know how to use these gifts wisely. Okay, later on, when time passed by, or later on, they realized how they could convert these gifts of nature, how they can convert these gifts of nature into useful things. They learned to convert these gifts into useful things that will satisfy their needs. What did they learn? They learned to use these things. They learned to convert these natural things so that they can use it for their needs. They can be used to satisfy their needs. For example, one example I will tell you how they converted these gifts of nature. One example is wind, isn't it? Wind is also a gift of nature. And how did the humans use it wisely? Have you seen windmills? I think some of you must have seen windmills, isn't it? I told wind is also a gift of nature. By using the wind energy, they constructed windmills so that they could use the wind energy to generate electricity. They could generate electricity by using the wind energy. So they constructed windmills. In windmills, the energy from the wind is used to generate electricity. Okay, that's how they used these gifts of nature, or that is how human beings use the gift of nature. That is, they converted these gifts to satisfy their needs. One example is the wind energy. The human beings constructed windmills so that they could use the wind energy to generate electricity. Okay, they constructed the windmills to generate electricity. Okay, so next we are going to learn about resources. What is meant by a resource, or what are resources? What are resources? Okay. So, all the things or all materials available in our environment that can satisfy our needs are called resources. What is a resource? All materials available in our environment which satisfy our needs, All materials available in our environment which satisfy our needs are called resources. That means whatever things that are present in our environment and which can be converted and used for our needs, that are useful to us, are called resources. Okay, and these resources can be classified into two types. Resources can be broadly classified into two types. Okay, the first one is the natural resources. First category is the natural resources, and the second one is the human made resources. Okay, so these natural resources can be classified into two types, natural resources and human made resources. So, natural resources, the definition is in the term itself. Natural resource means all the natural things are called natural resources. Whatever is present in our nature and is useful to us is called natural resource. Okay, is called a natural resource. So, you can say that all the natural things are called natural resources. A few examples are the land, water, soil, minerals, forest, plants, animals. All those are examples of natural resources. Okay, why? Because they are present in the nature as such, isn't it? They are present as such in the nature. Okay, so I have given some pictures of the natural resources here. So I repeat, natural resources. You can say that natural resources are all the natural things. Okay, all the natural things are called natural resources. A few examples are, what all are the examples? You can say water, you can say soil, there is land, isn't it? Forest, animals, air. All those are examples of natural resources. Okay, here I have shown the picture of water, forest, rocks, minerals, isn't it? The soil, animals, all those are examples of natural resources. They are present in nature as such, and they can be converted into useful things, isn't it? They can be converted into things that will satisfy our needs. I will say a few examples. For example, water. Water is used by us for drinking. At the same time, water can be used for generating electricity. Then forest, from forest we will get many products, isn't it? The wood that you get from forest can be used for building many things. Then you will get rubber, you will get wildlife, isn't it? There are many animals that are there in the forest, isn't it? Then from rocks, the rocks can be used for construction purposes. Soil can be used for doing agriculture. Okay, then from minerals, many things can be made using the minerals that are there in the earth. Then from animals we'll get food, isn't it? You'll get food and many other things from animals. So all these are examples of natural resource. Why? Because they are present in nature as such. Okay. Then another category that you studied was the human made resources. Okay, the human made resources. Here I have given some pictures of human made resources. So the definition for that is there in the term itself, human made resources. Okay, human made resources means anything that is made by human being using the natural resources. Things that are made by human beings using the natural resources. Things made by man or human beings using the natural resources, Okay, things made by human beings using natural resources are called human made resources. It is there in the term itself, human made. It is also called man made resources. Okay, that means using the natural things, using the things that are present in nature, humans will make certain items. That is called human made resources. So I repeat, things made by man using the natural resources are called human made resources. Human made resources are also called man made resources. Okay, examples for that. If you look at the picture, you can see several pictures here. One example is the buildings that you find. Okay, buildings. Then there are machines. Machines are one example of machines. Then roads, electricity. All those are examples of human made resources. Why? Because these things are made by humans using the natural resources. So, using the natural things. They use it to make another thing. Okay. So, these are called human made resources. So, children, I hope that this part of the chapter is clear. I'll just repeat once again whatever you have learned in this chapter, in this class. So, you learned about the gifts of nature. Gifts of nature are the things that are present in nature that can be converted to some useful things to satisfy our needs. For example, soil, water, air, minerals, plants, animals, etc. are a few examples of gifts of nature. Then you learned about resources. Resources are all the materials available in our environment which satisfy our needs. Okay, and resources are natural resources, can be classified as natural resources and man-made resources. Natural resources are all the natural things that is present in our environment is called natural resources, and human made resources are the things that are made by human beings using these natural resources. So children, I hope that this much is clear. So thank you children.